Why do some coaches get rich while most stay poor? I've been coaching for over 8 years now. I've helped over 200 coaches scale to 6 and 7 figures. And I've personally scaled my own business to over 100 grand a month. And in that time, I've seen this pattern play out hundreds and hundreds of times. I've seen it with clients. I've seen it with colleagues. I've seen it with mentors. And you know what I mean? Some coaches just keep getting richer month after month, year after year. They're scaling, they're growing, they're making money hand over fist, man, and they're becoming bigger in their market. But most coaches, they stay poor. They might go out of business or they hit 10K a month, 20K a month, and they just stay there forever. And let me tell you, it's not because the rich coaches are any smarter, and it's definitely not because they work any harder. Hell, most of the time they're working less. But it's because they avoid 5 specific mistakes that keep everyone else broke. And I know these mistakes intimately because I've made every single one of them. Some of them cost me 6 figures, and some of them cost me 6 years. But you can fix all of these mistakes. So I'm going to share them with you. I'm going to share why they keep you poor. And most importantly, I'm going to show you how to avoid them so that you can actually get rich. And the first mistake that keeps coaches poor is that they just cannot stick to one damn offer. I see it all the time. A coach will launch a program helping people with, let's say, organic marketing to get clients. Then all of a sudden it's Facebook groups to get clients. And all of a sudden it's do paid ads to get clients. Then it's no sales calls. It's just crazy. And so what happens in doing this, they rebrand everything. There's new messaging, there's new content, there's new positioning. And they do that for, let's say, a month or two. They sign a couple clients. And then guess what happens? They see someone else making money with YouTube. And they're like, actually, you know what I should do? I should teach YouTube. And they wonder why they're still broke. And meanwhile, they'll be doing that. And there's another coach who's been teaching the same, let's say, like presentation strategy, maybe a webinar strategy or a workshop strategy or something like that. The same strategy for 3 years straight. Same offer, same price, same delivery. And this coach is doing $500,000 a year because, well, they didn't change anything. But when you keep changing your offer, you never build momentum. You never build a reputation. You never get really good at delivering results because you're always starting over. And each time you change, you're starting back at square one. So think about you going up a mountain. Instead of keeping on going, you start at the base of a new mountain. You get halfway up, you say, oh, this is hard. I'm not going to keep going. And you start at the bottom of a new mountain again. And so your audience doesn't even know what you do. Your testimonials are all over the place. Your messaging is confusing. And I'm laughing because I've done the same and I've seen tons of other people do the same. So I've seen people like in fitness offers do this. I've seen people in different health-based offers, different speaking offers. And I've done this, my own experience in when I was teaching affiliate marketing. You know, I was teaching it through very traditional like funnels and emails. Then I decided to teach it more through social media. Obviously you can combine stuff, but that was my main thing. Then I really went on about like 5-day challenges because that had worked for me. Then I went on around launching courses. So all of this stuff worked, but I didn't really make it cohesive. I was switching vehicle every few months. And so now that I think about it, I was making around 3 to 5 grand a month for years. That's because I kept changing. And literally the moment that I focused on one offer for one audience and stuck with it for 12 months straight, I went from doing that, like I said, 3 to 5 grand a month to $100,000 a month within the first year. It's just powerful. So pick one offer, pick one target market and one clear outcome and commit to it for at least 12 months minimum. And a funny thing's going to happen. You're probably going to get bored. And I don't care if you get bored. That's good. I don't care if you see someone else doing something cool and you want to switch rather. That is there to test you. Stick with what you're doing. Because the coaches who get rich aren't the ones with the best ideas. They're the ones who execute the same idea day in, day out, day in, day out, day in, day out, consistently until it works. Like the best businesses are boring. You don't always need to be having fun and changing things all the time. If you look around at the best businesses in the world, they do something over and over and over again, and it just works. And the thing is, when you do it more, you get better at it. It works better. Your systems work better. Your processes work better. Your methods of getting clients results better. You get better case studies. And it works so synergistically and beautifully. All right, mistake number 2 is undercharging. And look, I get it. If you're starting out, you might think $5,000, $10,000, that's bloody insane. Or maybe you've been around the game for a while, but you're still undercharging. You might think, who's going to pay me that much? I don't have enough testimonials. I don't have this and I don't have that. And so let's say you're charging $500 just to paint the picture of why it's wrong, and then I'll show you how to fix it. If you're charging $500 and you want to make $10,000 a month, you need 20 clients each and every month, every single month. So do you know how hard it is to get 20 clients, to even find 20 clients who want to work with you every single month? Do you know how hard it is to get results for 20 clients? And I would say, do you know how hard it is to manage 20 clients? But you're actually managing more, because if you have a 3-month trajectory and you need 20 every month, then you need 20, 40, you're having 60 clients at once in an active trajectory. That's crazy. So do you know how hard it is to manage 60 clients at once? This is bloody exhausting. And it's no wonder if you're doing this while you're burnt out and broke. But now let's say you charge $5,000. Now to make $10,000 a month, you only need 2 clients. That's right, 2. And you can actually get them better results, even though you're charging them more. Because with these 2 clients, you can commit more resources to help them. You can get on Zoom calls with them. You can actually help them get results. You can give them your full attention. You can't do that when you're working with 60 clients at once. And with these 2, when they get results, guess what happens? They refer people, which brings you more money. They give you testimonials, which brings in more clients and brings you more money. They renew, which brings you more money. So you actually make more in the long run by getting even the 2 at the 5K. And I struggled with the idea of it for a bit, I'll be honest. And I did start low, but I didn't start that low. I had some good friends who talked me out of it. I was trying to start at $500. Story for another day, or maybe you've heard it in my other content. I did actually start charging coaching at $47 an hour. I can laugh at that looking back. But when I launched my coaching program, I was thinking of starting at $500. Some friends told me to charge $5,000 minimum. I wasn't quite there yet, so I started at $1,500. Now, in the coaching world, that's low, but it's not that low, right? It's still good enough to make decent money starting out. It definitely wasn't enough of a price to get rich. But I started there at 1,500 and then I slowly jumped up. Actually, maybe not even slowly. Within 8 weeks, I jumped it to $3,000. Anyway, back to you. You might be thinking, well, okay, people won't pay that much. But let me break that belief for you. Whether you're thinking about going from 500 to $3,000 or to $5,000, or maybe right now you charge $5,000 and you want to be charging $9,000, depending on your experience, your results, and what you bring to the table, you might think people won't pay that much. Well, let's look around your industry. Just look around your industry right now. Look at the bulk of the people, look at the top people. Is anyone in your industry charging high and making sales? If they are, then that is proof. That is proof that people will pay. It doesn't prove that people won't pay. It proves that you can't get people to pay yet. You may not have the skills, or you may not have the marketing prowess to get people to pay yet. But that means people will pay. So to fix it, first what you want to do is charge that premium, and then you can work on leveling up your marketing, leveling up your results, and how you present that to people to fix it. So double your price right now, maybe triple it. Again, depending on what you bring to the table, but don't undercharge. That's my main thing there. Make yourself in the upper range of your market and then actually back it up. Bring enough deliverables to make that make sense. All right, that was number 2, was the pricing. Now, mistake number 3, you're trying to serve everyone. And what happens when you do that is you end up serving no one. And again, I see it all the time, right? A coach will say something like, I help entrepreneurs grow their business. Oh, really? Cool. Which entrepreneurs do you help? E-commerce, coaches, agencies, SaaS, local businesses, restaurateurs, chiropractors? Which one? But which ones do you help? All of them? Well, that's why you're broke. And even if you say, well, I help online business owners. Okay, great. I don't say this to poke fun. I used to do it too. And helping people is very different. Just because somebody's online or offline, it's very different. Because when you're trying to serve everybody, your messaging is generic. Your marketing doesn't speak to any one person. And your offer doesn't solve a specific problem. People don't buy the generic option, at least the people looking for good results. They buy the specific option. And so when I first started, I made the same mistake. I was trying to help online entrepreneurs. So what happened, I had some clients who were affiliate marketers. I had people who were course creators, coaches, agency owners, e-commerce people as well. And I was making okay money, but I was exhausted because every client needed something different. For the affiliate people, they needed this. For the course people, they needed this about launches. For the coaches, they needed this about high ticket. For the e-commerce, they needed to be running different ads and testing different products. It was bloody exhausting. And because every client needed something different, I had to create a custom delivery for them. It was very wild. It was all over the place. And obviously the results suffered as well. How are you going to help 5 people get results in 5 different areas compared to 1? And so the moment I niched down to just coaches and consultants, and everything changed. Even before that, actually, I first niched down to just affiliate marketers and network marketers. And you might say that's 2, yes, but they are very, very similar. Pretty much everything's the exact same. I niched down to that, and we went to 60, 65K a month. Then I niched down to coaches and consultants. Boom, 100K a month. And it's not magic. It's not because just serving one market works. There's a reason. My messaging got clearer. My marketing got easier. And my results, not just mine, but my clients' results got better. Because guess what? I was solving the same problem over and over again. When a coach comes to me, I'm solving the same problems of offer creation, optimizing the offer with them, lead generation, lead nurture through emails, maybe a VSL, educational content, pre-call assets, maybe what to do on the call, selling in the DMs, retention, re-sign, upsell. I'm giving away the whole playbook. But it's the same thing I'm solving. I'm not having to say, oh, do we test these products in e-commerce or with affiliate marketing this or something else? No. And I got further in 4 months than the past 6 years. Crazy. So when I first started, I went to, like I said, there's 60, 65K, 100K. But even in the first 4 months, I did over $30,000 cash collected in the 4th month, 31,300 to be precise. I'd never made that much cash in another business in the past 6 years. So here's what you need to do is pick one specific type of person you're going to help, not entrepreneurs, not business owners, or even if you're B2C, not busy people. I help busy people lose weight. Well, everyone's busy. What type of busy person do you help? Be specific. What industry or what revenue level or what specific problem? Because the more specific you are, the easier it's going to be for you to market, the easier it's going to be to sell. And the easier it is, like I said, with that roadmap to get results. And you'll notice this. Look at the coaches who are rich. Just look at them. They dominate a niche. And the coaches who stay poor, they try to serve everybody. God bless them. They're trying to help people. Maybe that's you. You're trying to help people, but you are not. You're just making it harder for yourself. Anyway, moving on. Another mistake I see coaches make that are keeping them poor is spending all day making content. I see coaches spending 40 hours a week creating content. Like they're putting in the work. They're posting to Instagram, making TikToks, writing LinkedIn posts, filming YouTube videos, and they're making like 2, 3, 4 grand a month. And look, I respect the work rate. I really do. But they're not selling. This is the problem. They think if they just create enough content, clients will magically appear. And yeah, content creation is important. I'm not saying don't create content. But if you're spending more time creating content than you are having sales conversations and encouraging conversions, then you're doing it wrong. And there's a balance. It's like a seesaw. Because I know why you might be doing it. You see other coaches just putting out content and they get people come to them. They're playing a little bit of a different game. But let's back it up and not look at them for now. Let's compare 2 scenarios. You could post 10 times a day on Instagram and make $5,000 in a month. Cool. Or you could post once a day and have 5 sales conversations a day and make $50,000 a month. And that's actually how it happened to me. When I was scaling from $0 to $100,000 a month, I was literally posting once a day on like feed content. I was posting stories as well. And then I was doing a live video once a week. That's it. Does that sound like a lot to be doing 100 grand a month? In fact, that sounds like not even enough. But the difference is I was having 10, 15, 20 sales conversations every single day. DMs, voice notes, phone calls, Zoom calls. I was selling constantly. And that's why I scaled fast, because I used my content to create awareness. And then the sales process that generates cash. So I know, like I said, you see the big coaches do it the other way around. Yes, that will happen for you at some point, but it takes time to get there and for the pendulum to swing. So you need both. While you don't have much eyes on you, you need to take advantage of every opportunity you have, every engagement, everybody in your DMs, every lead you've gotten. So if you're in that position, take advantage of that. You need to spend way more time selling than creating. And so here's an exercise for you. I want you to pull out your calendar, actually look at it. And how many hours did you spend in the last week creating content? And how many did you spend in sales conversations? I want you to actually look and let me know in the comments if you're brave enough. Because even though you've heard of the 80-20 rule, yes, but in the beginning, you'll want to put more time into those sales conversations and conversion opportunities. Then when you get back, 80% of the time can be spent on content, 20% on there. But for now, you want to flip that. And so what I'd recommend you do is DM your leads, email offers to your list, propose calls. The coaches who are getting rich, they're selling every day. If you don't believe me, go opt into their lists. Go on their social media, go on their videos. You will see it. You will see the videos lead you to the VSL. You'll see the videos lead you to an email sequence. When you got on the email list, there's an intro sequence with offers to buy a low ticket or to book a call. I'm not making this up. They're making hundreds and hundreds of offers a day. And the coaches who stay poor, they might be posting every day, but they're not making offers and they're not making sales. And that brings us on to the last one. And this might be the most important. The fifth mistake that keeps coaches poor is they don't invest in themselves. Now, look, I get it, guys. I have a coaching program, so I'm telling you need to invest in yourself. No, it's not that way at all. Look, I don't care if you work with me or somebody else. I just want to level with you. You need to invest in yourself. And I share this from a personal story. I got to $30,000 a month without a coach. But guess what? I struggled in business for years first. Honestly, I'm shocked I didn't quit. I put myself in a mountain of debt, not from like investing in coaching, but from trying to do the business and trying to build things and invest in this different software and make shit work. It just didn't. And this is what most coaches do. They won't invest in help. They want to figure it out and then get help. And I was probably the same way. I never really thought of investing in help, but regardless, I didn't. And so guess what? It's costing you years and hundreds of thousands of dollars. And here's how backwards this really is. When you want to get in shape, you know it's faster with a personal trainer than try and do it on your own, right? If you wanted to learn to ski, would it be faster trying to figure out on your own or with a skiing instructor? When you want to learn to box, you know that it's faster with a coach. When you want to learn to drive, or your child wants to learn to drive, what do? They go to a driving instructor. Common sense. But funny, when it comes to business, everyone just has an ego. Like they're just supposed to come out of the womb knowing how to build a business. Every problem you're facing in business, someone else has already solved it. They've made the mistakes. They've already tested what works. They've already built the systems. And guess what? They're willing to teach you for a fraction of what it would cost you to figure it out on your own. And look, I know there's a lot of frauds. I get it. That's up to you to do your due diligence. But that is the reason that coaches stay poor. Because they say things like, I can't invest $5,000 in a program. I can't afford it. I'll figure it out first and then I'll come and invest. Meanwhile, they've been stuck at $10,000 a month for 2 to 3 years. And on an even more logical note, they've probably spent more than that on a degree that isn't going to get them anywhere near as much as their business will. So it's very incongruent behavior and it's a dangerous mindset. So think, if someone wouldn't invest $10,000 to make an extra 10K a month, I'll tell you what, that's trying to think of a polite word, but that's just quite frankly moronic. It's obviously we can talk about this deeper, but it's because of one of a few things. They don't believe in themselves. They don't believe in the coach, in which case that's fine, go somewhere else. Or they don't believe in the offer. That's cool, go somewhere else. But yeah, you might win. Yeah, you might lose. It's risk. That's business. I've personally invested over $250,000 in coaching courses and masterminds over the last 10 years. Crazy to say that out loud. And I'll be honest, most of it was rubbish. But the stuff that worked made me more than 10x what I've invested. And I believe I'm a smart guy, right? I believe I'm quite bright. I know I would have figured this out on my own, but this got me there faster. Just like I did get to 30K a month on my own, but it took me 6 years. Crazy. So instead of spending 2 years figuring something else out, when I invested in coach, I was able to learn it in 2 to 4 weeks. And this is what you'll find. I'm just reporting the research, right? The coaches who get rich, they invest in themselves constantly. I know because I'm in masterminds with some of the biggest names in the space. And I see them in there. And guess what? They're always there. They're always in this one and then that one. You see the same faces popping up over and over again. And so they're always learning. They're always upgrading. They're always getting help, not just in business, but all areas of life. You look at the people, the rich coaches, you notice they take care of their health. You notice they take care of other things in their life and they get help. Coaching is, I guess it's a real mindset that you get into, especially if you're selling coaching, you understand the value of it. And the coaches who stay poor, they try and do it all themselves because they're saving money. You're not saving money, you're losing time. So here's what you need to do if you're in that category. Find somebody who's already where you want to be. I don't care if it's me or somebody else. Find somebody who's already solved the problem and pay them. Quite frankly, I don't care if it feels expensive. Cool, university's expensive, everyone pays for that. I don't care if it's uncomfortable. It's supposed to be uncomfortable. But that's if you want to get rich, you need to invest in getting there faster. And again, I'm not saying this so you buy from me. I'm saying this so you do it, because if you don't, coaches like me are just taking all the spoils because we do invest to get ahead. So, all right, there's the 5 mistakes. Let me wrap them up for you. Number 1 was constantly changing your offer instead of sticking with one thing. Number 2 was undercharging, which won't support the economics of the business. Number 3 is trying to serve everyone instead of just dominating a specific niche. Number 4 was spending all of your time creating instead of selling. And number 5 is not investing in yourself because you're trying to figure it out all alone. And these 5 mistakes are the difference between coaches who get rich and coaches who stay poor. So here's what I want you to do to fix this. I want you to go back through this video. Figure out which mistake, maybe you're making multiple, but which is the main one that you're making right now. Just pick one and fix it this week. Don't try and solve all 5 at once. Just pick the one that's costing you the most money or the most time. Fix that first and then move on to the next one. Because here's the truth. If you're a poor coach, it's not because you're not smart enough. And you're not poor because you're not talented enough. You're poor because you're making one or more of these 5 mistakes. And the moment you stop making them, you start getting rich. It's that simple. And the reason I know, and I'm so confident, is because we've helped over 200 coaches scale past 6 figures. And if you want to see how we could help you install this whole process in your business with one-to-one support, I've left some info in the description of the video where we can help you do that. All right, that's it for today. Subscribe, like, all that jazz, and I'll see you in the next one, guys. Cheers, take care.